Hey guys, it's Rachel from CanDo Kiddo, and I wanted to come quickly do a little Facebook Live with you. I think last time I spoke about wanting to get a little bit more regular with these, so I've decided that I'm going to start doing them on Tuesdays, even though today's Wednesday. I know that. But going forward, I'm going to aim to do them on Tuesdays. It'll probably be about 2 or 2:15 p.m., and I will post on the CanDo Kiddo Facebook page the day before, just to let you know that I'm definitely going to be on, just in case anything comes up. You know how it is with kids. You can never really plan on anything. But today I wanted to hop on and just share with you guys just 5 or 6 toys that we are loving lately. Eloise is 13 months, and I'm going to be focusing on her. Rowan's 2.5. But since most of you guys have little ones, I wanted to focus on toys that we're loving. And I'm going to be doing this going forward. And then I'd also like to go back a little bit to things that we were loving when she was younger, because that might be helpful if your baby is a little bit younger than mine. So I am going to link to all of these toys in the comments after I hop off of live, and those will be Amazon affiliate links, which all that means is it doesn't change anything for you. If you click through on that link and buy anything, a small portion of that sale goes back to CanDo Kiddo, which helps support all the hard work that I put into this. So thank you. If you use those links, thank you. I appreciate your support. It puts diapers on my baby's bottoms. So the first toy I wanted to tackle is this stacker. I probably should have put it together before I showed you, but I'll show you my awesome visual motor skills here. This is a stacker. This one's from Melissa and Doug, and it's a wooden stacker that comes with round rings instead of these like octagons and hexagons. But we lost a bunch of the circles, which drives me crazy. These are actually borrowed from a different Melissa and Doug stacker that we got for Christmas that has 3 different dowels that go across and 3 different shapes. So it's much more complex than Eloise is ready for at 3. Rowan or 13 months, sorry. Rowan at 2.5 years actually loves that one. But I just stole these from that and put it on the individual stacker that we have. And she's been really, really into this. And I'll show you the way that I display it in her room. So she has an open shelf in her room where she can, and it's low, where she can access all the toys that I put out. And I tend to only do a handful of toys every, I don't know, 4 days to a week, and then I switch them out. But I have a little tray. This came with another Melissa and Doug toy. One of the million reasons why I love Melissa and Doug. But I don't actually display it like this, even though it's really cute that way. I actually take them all off, or maybe leave one on and put it on the shelf like that so that it's incomplete. So she sees it and is like, oh, I want to fix that. And she crawls over and does it. And she sits there and works really hard on this. I would say her attention span usually to this, if she's into it, she'll sit there for 4 or 5 minutes doing it, which for 13 months is amazing attention span. So you guys have to remember that when we talk about attention for babies, we're talking really short increments. I mean, I would never expect a baby to sit here and do this for 15 minutes the way that a toddler might. So, and she sits there and claps for herself. It's really cute. So anyway, so that was one thing that we loved at 13 months. I'm getting her age totally wonky. Sleep deprivation. The next toy I wanted to share is really simple. It's a classic. We probably all had them when we were kids. It's a Magna Doodle, and this one is actually the travel size, which I like because we put it in the diaper bag when we travel or have doctor's appointments or anywhere where we might be waiting. The post office is a big one for us as I'm shipping orders. So this one just slides right in the diaper bag. It's nice and little, but she just grabs the thing. She actually knows that the pen is kept in the back, and she pulls it out, and I mean, she's just scribbling, and she's holding it all sorts of different ways with different hands because she's too young to have handedness yet. She's actually showing me she may wind up being a lefty, but we have years before that really gets solidified. So she's just experimenting at this point and seeing which one feels more natural. But scribbling, we like to do things where like I'll draw a picture or Rowan will draw a picture and then we'll hand it to her and she'll just scribble all over it or she'll erase it and then we make a big deal and make her feel like she drew something or did something amazing. But so that is a fun one. So Magna Doodle. So those are 2 of what I would categorize as like fine motor, visual motor activities. Visual motor is just a child development nerd way of saying like hand-eye coordination is probably what most people would call it. And so I'm going to throw in one more of those visual motor, fine motor activities. And this book, y'all, is so beat up. Sorry. I got it on consignment and then it's been like duct taped and now it's, I mean, it's like not in great shape. But it's because it's used and loved in our house. And actually this is another one that both kids love. So called Polka Dot, and they have different ones. This is Old MacDonald. We gave a friend one for Christmas or for a birthday that was colors, I think. So there's lots of different ones. I'll link to this one on Amazon, but I'm sure you can peruse around and find the other ones on Amazon as well. But what this is, I don't know if you can see, but it's got these little bumps, and it's kind of like the pop paper, the bubble wrap from when we were kids that you would sit there and kind of obsessively pop. At least I did. I still obsessively pop this book because it's so fun. You just poke them in, and it makes this little fun snapping sound. So that is what Eloise is doing lately with it, is she'll find the dots, and then as you poke them through, they pop up on the next page, so that now you can turn to this page and pop them. And this book is a counting book. This particular one is counting. And so for Rowan, we do it together, all three of us. For Rowan, he's working on what's called one-to-one correspondence, where you're counting as you touch things. So he's trying to count all the cows. And the fact that he has to pop them kind of slows him down to count. And so he's better at counting objects in this book than he is like real objects, because he can actually sit there and get the popping going. But Eloise is just finding the little bubbles and popping them. So anyway, so that's a fun one, Polka Dot Books. So that'll wrap up our kind of visual motor, fine motor category. And then I have two, let me find them, gross motor, which is more big movements. And this one, so simple, it's just a ball. I mean, this one's bumpy, but it doesn't have to be. We have a bunch of balls that I got at like drugstores, just the ones in the big bins. But bouncy, fun, and a little bit soft, so easy to grab. And she's just all into trying to throw now. And what's really cool is that's been going on for a few months, where she's trying to coordinate throwing. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Sometimes it goes right in front of her. But the cool thing is at 13 months, she's starting to get reciprocal, meaning back and forth. So she needs help. So it would be a grown-up with her, and then Rowan or another grown-up on the other side, and we roll the ball back and forth to each other. So that reciprocal play is really, really engaging for her right now. So something as simple as a ball, but it is a learning activity, and we can do language with it too. Like we'll say go or stop or my turn, things like that. And she uses the sign please for my turn. It's just, I don't know, that's what I use. I keep it simple. I use about 3 or 4 signs in our house, but please meaning please, it's my turn, give it to me. So that's a fun one. And then this bad boy, another one that's not in great shape. Our toys, we love our toys, so they look a little used. This one's kept in the backyard. But this is the radio flyer. It's called the Ride to Glide #2. And the reason why is it pops, this seat pops off and the handle raises up and it becomes like a scooter. But for Eloise, she's using it as a ride-on, and it's really, really low to the ground. We actually bought it for Rowan probably a little bit too late. He was more at the scooter age for it, because he's really, really tall, but it's really low to the ground. So even at 13 months, she can get on it, and we have a little helmet when she does it outside, but she's using the same movements with her feet as walking or running, because it's really a narrow seat. We have a bus that they love that's a ride-on toy, but the seat's really wide, so they tend to push it with both feet at the same time, which is fun. There's nothing wrong with that, but I really like when she gets on this one and she's actually reciprocally moving the way that she would if she was riding a bike or walking, and she could actually do that movement on this before she could walk, which was really fun. It was almost like she was practicing, and she suddenly had this like independent mobility in the house. She would go from place to place. So that's a fun one. And so those are my 5 kind of store-bought toys that I wanted to share with you, but I wanted to throw in a bonus because y'all know me, I don't love all the store-bought toys all the time. I like to make up some of my own and use what I got. So this is, I have like a little bag for her, and in this bag are pouches, which this is like from Target. It's one of those credit card keepers for your wallet. This one, I think it was from Staples originally. It's to hold like office supplies or who knows what. And then I have a bunch of old cards, so like an old gift card. When the cashier offers to throw these away, I'm like, no, I'll keep them for my kids. Another old gift card. I have my expired driver's license in there too, which always freaks people out because they'll come to our house and they'll see like my license and an old credit card laying on the floor, and they're like, oh, do you want to clean those up? But they're not. They're just expired. And she has a little set of kid keys. I mean, these are real ones. She does have baby keys for when she was younger, but she has like real keys, and she has some of those little taggies that we all have on our. These are all expired or things I don't use. And then she has this money that came with a different toy that I threw in there. So basically she has her own purse. Oh, and she has this sunglasses thing. And the hinge on this, it used to snap pretty hard. But the hinge sort of broke after Rowan used it for a long time. So now it's really great for her because she can open and shut it. She puts little things in there all the time. So just making like a little purse, and that's not like a gender specific toy. We did the same thing with Rowan. But they just love playing with things that are like what you have. Actually, Rowan dumped my entire purse out yesterday and didn't make me very happy, but that's a good opportunity for me to say, oh, do you want one of your own? It looks like you want to play with purse. So both of them use that toy as well. So there are 6 ideas for you. 5 of them are store-bought. Of those, 3 were the fine motor or visual motor. 2 of them were gross motor, and then 1 homemade DIY kind of toy that I would categorize as a practical life toy, like imitating or participating in everyday life. So I hope that helps. I will respond to any comments that or questions that you have. I'll loop back and do those afterwards because I got to hop off here and get cracking on some work. But it was good to chat, and I look forward to doing these a little bit more regularly. So see you next Tuesday. Bye.